What's going on, guys? A lot in store for today. My name is Parker Nirenstein. This is Vehicle Virgins. We're gonna paint correct the S-Class. We're gonna ceramic coat the S-Class and the wheels. We might take the E46 M3 for a spin. Let's get rolling. The paint on this black car is low-key suffering. Look at all the little surface scratches. And then I really want to get rid of, if I can, that key mark from the beginning. And what I'm super stoked about is ceramic coating the wheels so that when I apply the brakes, the brake dust actually doesn't stick to the wheels. It kind of just collects down here and you can blow it off so they always stay clean. Whoa. Airplanes! So I'm here in an airplane hangar getting OptiCoat Pro on my S-Class, but I'm also, doing a review today on an airplane. We've got the Boeing 777. This is the miniature edition. I don't know anything about planes, so everything I say, don't take anything seriously. You have to take your shoes off though, because that's just how you drive planes apparently. Fly them, you don't drive them. This plane goes 250 miles an hour and it's made of fiberglass and carbon fiber. And I don't know why, but there is a joystick in the passenger seat. Apparently the premium package for when you get your car detailed by Steamies is that you get the OptiCoat Pro and then they drop you off at the Santa Monica airport in a jet. And by jet, I mean propeller plane. The handling in this thing, wow, it's fantastic. I don't know what this button is, probably NOS. Check out the throttle on this bad boy. That's advanced. What do you guys think? Should I go for a ride in this airplane? This is like a lot more extreme than any car I've been in because, well, one, it goes 250 miles an hour, and two, you can do flips and stuff. I'm getting a ride back in their new S4. You know I was talking about how Audi A4 keys are the same as the Lamborghini Huracan? Well, the new S4 has a better key than the Lamborghini Huracan. That's just depressing. Back from dropping the car off, now I'm thinking, I just took the V-Box out of the Mercedes after doing that 0 to 60 test. I feel like I gotta do the same thing, maybe some 0 to 60s, maybe some 0 to 100s in the E46 M3 giveaway car. What do you guys think? Let's take it for a spin. It even smells new in this car. Let's start it up. For those that aren't super familiar with the E46 M3, I kind of wanted to go over the car today, talk about it, so you really know what you have the potential of winning. For one, check out the indicator lights on the tachometer that go one by one to let you know when the engine is warm. The red line on this car is 8,000 RPMs, but right now it's saying, do not dare rev anywhere near 5,000 RPMs or you will blow this shit up. You wanna actually blow it up, but like it's not a good idea. This is the SMG2 transmission. To put it in reverse, go left and then up. Now we've got reverse on the dash there. Of course, manual e-brake, lovely for drifting. And steering wheel mounted paddles to shift gears. See, as I'm driving the car, the shift indicators are dropping one by one. Locked and loaded with cameras, the V-Box directions, more cameras, and a Mustang, watch out. Beautiful NSX, nice S63 AMG as well. This car has BMW's SMG2 transmission. That stands for Sequential Manual Gearbox, AKA not really a manual, but almost. One unique factor of the SMG transmission is that it doesn't creep forward. So if you're in reverse or you're in first and you're on a hill and you let off the brake, it will roll with the hill, but there's no assist. So I'm on flat ground right now, I let my foot off the brake, nothing happens until I press my foot on the gas and then it starts going forward. You can change the shift intensity here with this toggle. Now, there are 6 total modes, but you can only activate 5 of them until you turn off traction control right there, and then the 6th one becomes available. With all BMWs, it is mandatory to drive in sport mode. So how do you put the car in sport mode in order to heighten the throttle response and make the driving experience more exciting? Well, there's a button right next to the traction control labeled sport. Always activate sport mode and turn traction off. Maybe leave traction on until you're comfortable with the car if you win this thing. I love how clean the steering wheel setup is. The paddles mounted on the steering wheel, as well as that analog dash setup. And that little bulge in the hood with that beast of an engine underneath, which we'll talk about. Before I take the E46 M3 on one of my favorite roads in the world, I want to talk about the engine as well as some components of the E46 M3 that a lot of people don't know. So let's go ahead and open the hood here. Now underneath is one of the best engines BMW has ever created. This is a 3.2 liter inline six that makes 333 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque. Now by today's standards, that doesn't sound like all that much, but the linear power delivery and the sound that this creates makes the driving experience so fantastic. And I mean, just look at it. Looks like a masterpiece. A lot of people are familiar with the fact that the E46 M3 has vents on the side, but what many people don't know is that one of the vents is functional and the other is not. That's right, so one of these vents actually cools and allows heat to dissipate from the car's ECU. The other one, well, it's just there so the car doesn't look lopsided and you don't end up with a Hyundai Veloster that has a different amount of doors on one side than the other. Come around to the back, as you can see, the M3 has quad exhaust, and you'll notice that the exhaust diameter is a lot smaller, the tips that is, than what you're used to in modern BMWs. But what I will say is when you go aftermarket on an exhaust on an E46 M3, it typically turns out sounding more like a weed whacker than anything pleasurable. Although it's a little bit on the quieter side, don't do a muffler delete on the E46 M3. You'll just regret it, seriously. This road is way too awesome not to take this thing for an aggressive spin through the canyons. What do you guys think? That was a rhetorical question, and since I'm gonna have to edit this video before it goes live, I don't even know who I'm talking to right now, but I know for a fact that this car definitely needs to be pushed through its paces, through the canyons, and then figure out how fast it can do 0 to 60. And it has launch control, so let's figure out how to do launch control, shall we? Yeah, these are the types of roads E46 M3s are meant for. All right, put it in first, sport mode on, traction control off. Once you're in manual mode, you can crank it up to shift setting number 6 for more intense shifts. And as you can see, with the SMG gearbox I just rolled back there, the chassis on this car is so well balanced. No, it doesn't have a ton of horsepower by today's standards, but it's a relatively light car, and the way the suspension is set up and the hydraulic steering, the car feels like putty in your hands, and it's just so damn chuckable through the corners. Now the car revs all the way up to 8,000 RPMs. Not a lot of cars you can say that about. And it sounds good all the way up till redline. It's a little bit raspy, I'll give it that. With traction off, this car likes to get the tail squirrely. I think it's time to switch to a point of view camera. What do you think? Now that we've gotten the important stuff out of the way, like driftability, in which the M3 is fantastic at, let's find out how fast this thing does 0 to 60, shall we? In order to get the best 0 to 60 time, we are going to try launch control. So to teach you how to do launch control, in case you do win this M3, you put the car into first gear, of course, click sport mode in the lower dash, turn traction control off. That activates the ability to select the 6th most intense shift setting. Click that button. Then you're going to floor the brake with your left foot, push the SMG lever forward, floor the gas, let off the brake, and then when you're ready, let off that SMG lever, rock it forward, and let's see how fast we do 60 miles an hour. There's the official V-Box number right there, 5.5 seconds. Let's try it again. 5.5 seconds yet again. Just pulled over to look at this incredible view, which I'll have to go outside and show you. Has nothing to do with 0 to 60 times, but my God, is it gorgeous out. I just remembered, I watched a video last night from, I believe, Drag Times Info, and he was talking about the V-Box and how when Car and Driver and Motor Trend log their 0 to 60 times, they use a 1-foot rollout. Now, mine actually isn't activated, meaning potentially, if I click that, should be able to improve the 0 to 60 time on this vehicle. And it also makes me happy because if I do that on the Huracan, and I got some new tires coming, might be able to get somewhere around 2 seconds flat for the 0 to 60. Let's go ahead and select 1 foot rollout. There we go. And let me show you the scenery. That is unbelievable, guys. This is such a good looking car, especially with a backdrop like this. My God. There we go, 5.4 seconds. Now it's time for a new part of the show. It's called Answering Questions That Nobody Asked, courtesy of Parker Nirenstein. Now the first question is, do the turning indicators work? Let's find out. Wow, okay, all right. The next question is, how long does it take for the top to go down? The answer you don't care about is 20 seconds. The next question is, can I perform an Indiana Jones maneuver to get into the back of the M3, and do I have leg room? Yep, there is leg room. What is the point of this, you may ask? I have no fucking idea. And yes, I do in fact fit in the trunk. Spending the day with this M3 has just reconfirmed how incredible this early to mid 2000s generation of BMWs really were. There really isn't anything like this anymore other than the BMW M2. Now, the introduction of the M2 CS and potentially the M3 CSL, maybe BMW is coming back. This and the E39 M5 and then a bit with the E60 M5 were truly the last greats from BMW M. I know a lot of you out there prefer the coupe M3. Now, having never owned a convertible vehicle in my life until now, although I only own it temporarily until I give it away, I actually really like the convertible M3, especially if you live in a warm climate. Driving around in nice weather with the top down in this thing is a lot of fun. You can fool people into thinking you have a manual because this car rolls back and forth so much. Oh, Las Virgenes, that's where Vehicle Virgins was born. Nope, not even close. My phone ran out of battery, so I'm pulled over on the side of the road. Oh my God, oh shit, oh my God, wow, that's a fail. Tried to turn off the turning indicators. No one ever uses that, so I was just trying to charge my phone, damn it. Just got myself a smoothie. The cup holders work nice. What the, come on. I guess you can't put rectangular drinks in there, but I don't really know why they make rectangular shaped drinks anyways. I just got back, and as I was pulling into the garage, I noticed there was water all over the ground. Look at this. That cannot be good. Oh my God. Are you freaking serious? That doesn't seem safe. These two look good next to each other. Hopefully the roof doesn't come down and collapse on them though. Finally back home. That was such a fun day with the M3. Because I want to make this M3 more a part of the channel, I want some fan input from you guys on what you want to see be done to the car. Do you want me to straight pipe it? Do you want me to wrap it? Do you have any video ideas? You guys did request this video, the 0 to 60 mile per hour time, so I'm stoked to deliver on that. But anything more you've got, let me know. I'm so in love with this car. It is such an incredible automobile. Whoever wins it is gonna be one lucky person. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.